did good. It wasn't the best. It wasn't very structured, but we had fun. I'm gonna go get some water. Dun, 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 Let's get some music. Dance music.
Oh, this is awful.
Yeah, commercials. Who doesn't love commercials? I know. There's a lot of self-reflection with these things. One, I do this a lot. Two, I say, I'll just say, or that's all I'm going to say. Three, now that I have stuff to play with on my face, I'm always grabbing and reaching and doing this. Four, I don't really look at the camera enough. I get a shiny forehead sometimes. What are you going to do? I'm not going to wear makeup. We're going to keep it real. I got some fat arms today. I rub my nose because there's a lot of itchy fuzzies right there. Ahoy. Straight up post show. How'd you like it? How'd you like the first episode? I mean, it wasn't super structured and you kind of came in late, but I think an hour's enough. I'll work on the wrap up, work on like the, hey, follow me here, chat it up with me. I know, it was scary. I wasn't super nervous at all. Really, I was more nervous about not having something to say. To get on here and be like, and then I read a book, and the book was, and it was a good book. The highly recommend thing. I like I said during the podcast, I have a lot of self-critiques about the things I say. So how do I get over that? Either more practice or really reading other books and figuring out what to say. Stealing stuff from the people I really like. Yeah, it is. It's a new adventure. And thank you for being here. Thank you for being here with me. I gave up my spot in like 71st place to be like, now I'm 110. What do you do? It sucks. I feel like it should build up. But yeah, I need more topics to talk about. I think if I do like, here's the show we are watching together. Here's the show that I have seen that you probably haven't. Here's the book that I'm reading. Here's what happened in my week. I think you can kill an hour pretty quick. So we'll give that a go over time. But we had to get it started. Jeff's picks, yeah. And that's why I like the other shows that I watch, they have the movie draft. So they always have 5 minutes that's automatically killed by them discussing what the status of the movie draft is, which is just reporting data from one website about how the movies did this weekend, and then looking at the rankings and saying who's in first place, who's in second place, and then they can come back, and then the camera's back on them, and they're like, wow, I really thought I would do well this week, but then this movie didn't open everywhere it should have. In La La Land only made 5 million so far. All the reviews say La La Land is a good movie, and it's only made $5 million. How many movies theaters did it open in? Probably not that many. Yeah, I don't have Oprah level where I can affect numbers in books. And the kind of books that she recommends are ones that they're not going to go from 200 copies to 2 million copies. They're doing pretty well. She hears about it and then they go. You haven't seen The Force Awakens? Oh. It was one of the better Star Wars movies where a woman is empowered, but she's like a real person. I don't know. I know she's an actress and all that, but like, you feel. I don't know. I liked The Force Awakens because it doesn't feel like puppets, if that makes sense. It feels like you're actually with that character. Now, there's tons of weird things in the movie that don't make a whole lot of sense, and you'd be like, well, I would have done this and this and this and this. And if you've seen any of the series, you go, okay, this is basically episode 4, but with a woman as Luke Skywalker. So, I think you'll enjoy it. It's fun. It's a space adventure for, let's say, your 8 to 80-year-olds. You'll have fun. Don't think about it scientifically, because it ain't going to make no sense. Being a space guy, I'm like, that we wouldn't have Star Wars like this. This is just inefficient. You can't fly like that. Also, how are they walking on a space station? Also, none of them have problems on other planets. Usually I ignore that stuff, but today somebody posted an article about how the fact that, and I won't spoil the movies for you, someone and someone else are identical twins. Or they're twins. They don't look at all like each other. But sort of like on Interstellar, where if you're on a really dense planet or in a really light planet, time travels a little bit differently. You experience time differently. So when you go back to that same frame of reference in space, one of you will have aged a lot more. So you could be identical twins born in space, live on 2 different planets, come back to space, and be 2 different ages. The time frame of Rogue One confused you. In what sense? Because Rogue One is right before Episode 4, which is the first movie released in 1977. So there was Episode 4, 5, and 6. This happens right before Episode 4. They made Episode 1, 2, and 3 later. It involves Jar Jar Binks, and you don't care about those. My ice machine is having a good old time. Did you ever... You never watched Episode 4, did you? So in this one, same with any military technology, you want to test it on a small scale, small scale, small scale. And then you do the large test. And the start of Episode 4, well, not really the start, but like when they bring Leia on the bridge and they say, hey, look, it's Alderaan, your planet where your dad is. We're going to blow it up. That was the first test of it against a full planet. They even say it. But they tested on a small scale. They could talk about that. Like it would have been interesting to see how the Death Star traveled. In Rogue One, it just sort of appears. But again, the scientific person goes If it's that big, it's got to have a certain amount of mass, and hopping in someone else's orbit would either draw it towards you or you towards it. That would be interesting. Yeah, Alderaan, her home planet. Well, not really her home planet, right? Because have you seen any of the prequels? How many movies have you seen? Because I don't want to spoil things you might want to know or might not know. You watched episode 4. Did you watch Empire Strikes Back? Hello, country girl. How's your day going? Force Awakens the only one that you haven't seen. Okay. Yeah, so you know Luke and Leia are brother and sister. Yeah, I haven't seen Rebels or Clone Wars. Apparently, like, one of the characters is from Clone Wars in Rogue One, Saw Gerrera. I was like, oh, I didn't know I have to go watch the cartoon now. Also, what a time to be alive that, like, I love Star Wars a ton, and there's just too much content for me to go and watch. So I think you're set up then. If you liked the one with Alderaan, I just totally hit the mic, I'm sorry. If you like the one with Alderaan, then you're going to like episode 7. Because it's more or less the same thing. I don't know. It's hard not to enjoy Rey and BB-8. It's one of the few nice things about how Disney has treated the franchise. It sucks because you're never going to get just like an original idea, an original like unfiltered view of somebody's view of the Star Wars universe. You're always going to get the committee version, like this character needs to be funny, and this character needs to be strong and feminine, and this character needs to do this and this and this. So there's always going to be like things that resonate with you in the new Disney movies, and that's fine, and it's fun, and it works, and it makes. But part just wants to see like, what would this movie look like if they just let it be its own self? Apparently, Rogue One went through a whole lot of reshoots. I wonder what it was like before. Suicide Squad was another one where it's like, I want to know what the director's cut was. Like, this committee thing, DC does a terrible job with the committee thing. They produced this movie and I don't like it at all. I want to know what the original version of Suicide Squad was before they had to add all those jokes. Riley E., how are you doing today? Well, I don't think that'll ever come out. They did the director's, it says director's cut. It's just an extended cut with like maybe 18 minutes of content, and it's not necessarily anything better. In fact, the director in Suicide Squad said, no, that's my movie. That's the cut I want. I really want the original cut. Same with Batman v Superman. It's like, I want to know what it was before you did all this other stuff. Although I appreciate the extra Batman, yeah, those extended cuts are only like 8 minutes. They're not very long. Another 11 minutes of film. You're not getting a whole lot out of it. Riley, I'm having a good day. We just recorded my first real official podcast. We've been sort of play testing here for about a week. And then we used YouNow to live stream on YouTube. And now it's recorded and put there, and one episode in the can. Yeah. So if I had cake, I would eat cake. Riley totally left, didn't she? Yeah, we're never going to get to see the movies as the directors intended. But part of me is like, if you're going to hire a director, you know what that director does. You don't want a director that's just a pushover. Otherwise, why have a director? All you want is a trained monkey that can capture the shots that work best in front of marketing. And that's stupid. That takes away from the art of it. Not that I'm saying there's high art, but I'd appreciate it. Like, if you hire Christopher Nolan, you kind of know what you're getting with a Christopher Nolan movie. Let him do that wacky stuff. Don't bring in all this extra committee stuff. If it flops, it flops. And they're just trying to mitigate risk, but still. It's silly. It's LA. It's silly. We're well on our way to how many? I'm trying to get 100, right? Oh yeah, I've watched SNL with Chris Kattan and Molly Shannon. I love all that stuff. Oh, I'm 50 years old. 50 years old. $88 fans. We're so close. The cheerleaders. Oh, that's Will Ferrell and Sherry O'Terry. Unless you're talking about Superstar Mary Catherine Gallagher. I think that was her name, right? My hair looks weird in this light. It looks like it's super short right here and then like really long. I wonder if that's how I look in real life. I can't turn my head anymore and see. I'm now 87 thanks to your contribution of 14 likes. Thank you, Aphrodite. Thank you. Like, even my regulars aren't even here. What is this? They knew I was having a show. They came in for like 30 seconds and then they took off. Like, hey, whatever. He's too good for us now. Tacos, burritos. I enjoyed the ones where Will Ferrell played like one of the lovers. Oh, you know my favorite ones were Horatio Sands and Jimmy Fallon getting each other to break on camera. Oh, don't worry, you didn't miss much. You can go watch the moments, or you could go to YouTube and see a little bit of what we did. Nothing crazy. Nothing special. I didn't come in with any plans over the last few days. It's just hit go live and see what happens. Oh yeah, and especially you bring in Will Ferrell. And one of my other favorite skits, who was it? I can see her face. She was in 30 Rock as well. She was originally supposed to be Tina Fey's buddy, but what's her name? The one that she played Debbie Downer, and the Debbie Downer skit with her and I think Lindsay Lohan was even in this one, and it was like Jimmy Fallon, Horatio Sands, and all that stuff, and she does the short dark-haired one. It's on the tip of my tongue. I apologize to her, but it would Oh, here we go. This got the current. Let's keep going back. Yeah, it goes all the way back. Yeah. I'm almost there. I'm getting there. Katy Perry was not an SNL cast member. Who makes this? Who made this? Here we go. Yeah. The one that occasionally wears a baby on her head. Until Kristen Wiig started doing it. Oh, here we go. It's in order based off of year. No, it's based off of name. Oh, that sucks. Rachel Dratch. That's what it was. You know what's funny? Is before I saw her name, it popped in my head. I was like, it's Rachel Dratch. She couldn't keep a straight face in that one, too. Like, the #1 killer of cats is cat AIDS. She couldn't keep a straight face. Yeah, and anytime you put Jimmy Fallon and Horatio Sands in a room, you just knew where it was going. There was that Britney Spears episode where they worked at the leather store, and he kept, hey Paco, aye! Rachel Dratch. You can. I think you could do it if you wanted to. Leanne Keating, how you doing? She laughed. She came in and was like, why can't I keep anyone here? They just want to see me like nothing. I can't do that. That's alright. If you gotta go, you gots to go. I got stuff to do. I don't actually have stuff to do, but I can find stuff to do. My feelings, not hurt. I really do want to hit 100 fans before the first, and really that means either next episode we get 12, or between now and then I get 12. The funny part is, and here's what I don't understand, people become fans overnight. Who are these people that go through them? They're not watching, are they? They're not watching the old videos. They're just going through and liking people. I've done that on the editor's picks. I've done that on the most popular. Really, I've been doing this and it hasn't really paid off. But I've been going to the people who donate the most gold bars and stuff, and I just fan them. Maybe one day they'll appreciate me too. Yeah, it's like all the normal people that watch. Oh, I guess Jacqueline Glenn is live. So when your battery dies, I'll go watch Jacqueline Glenn. She's the person who introduced this to me, so it's like, oh no. Sounds like time for a bath. Everybody does that, right? In pen, no less. Well, don't get too angry. Kids will be kids. Just take photos to embarrass them with for the rest of their lives. Trust me, you will get your payback in return tenfold. And then throw them in some water with some soap and say, here we go. You did this to yourself. Once they see how hard it is to get that pen off, oh boy. But don't tell them they have to go to school like that, because then they'll start crying. Because they'll figure it out. They'll figure it out. Alright, thanks for joining me. I'm going to go and join Jacqueline Glenn on the other channel. Thanks for supporting the first podcast and sticking around and coming to the after show. It does mean a lot. Probably be back tomorrow. No? A couple times from Vegas if I get Wi-Fi. Why not? Thank you. I'm going to go ahead and end the cast now. See you later. Yeah, I go to work too sometimes. Once in a while. 8 hours a day. Whatever.